Hello, hello, hello. I am excited to speak to you today. Got a message for you. I want you to like this page and share it. We're having lunch. Got some motivation and want to speak to your greatness today. I want you to like this page and share it. I think that in the midst of all the stuff that's going on, all the many messages and being overwhelmed with all of the voices dealing with political stuff, that in the midst of all of this stuff, we need to have a commercial break about your greatness and what you're going to do about your life now and after the election. Does that make sense? Up in here, up in here. So I want you to like this page and share it. We do this at 12 noon. And I've been thinking, as George Wallace, the comedian, would say, I be thinking. So like this page and share it because I got a message, because this message is focused on you. You have the power. A lot of people are feeling powerless right now because of all the stuff that's going on. And what we know is that there's various types of power. The power of the mind, the power to make decisions, the power to become engaged, the power to act. And most people, do you realize that most people won't participate in this thing called life? They're just spectators. They're just standing around watching and listening. I heard a guy arguing with a friend of his who said he wasn't going to vote for anybody. And I wanted to just say, don't waste your time. There's a book called The Kabbalion, and there's a line in there that I love very much. And the line said, the lips of the wise are sealed to the ears of the ignorant. Yeah, there are people who don't know and think they know this. Let me share something with you. One of the worst combinations in the world is deal with a combination of arrogance and ignorance. When somebody think they know and they don't know. And many of these young people today think they know. They don't know the sacrifice that was made so that we can vote. They have no clue of people who went to jail, people who were beaten by police, people who lost their lives. And they have the unmitigated go, oh, I ain't voting for nobody. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. It just does my heart well seeing the thousands of people lined up to vote. Why? Because the vote was not given to us. There was a period we could not vote. And there are people still trying to take it away in this day and age. And so the things that we enjoy, we had to give up something for it. What goal, what dream do you have? Here's what I know, and I want you to write this down. Sacrifice. Write down sacrifice. In order to get what you want out of life, as you look at your personal life, you look at your financial life, you look at rebuilding your life after foreclosure, after being evicted, after losing your job, after your business going under. Listen to me. All of that stuff can be replaced. All of that stuff can be rebuilt. But it's going to be a willingness on your part to sacrifice worrying about what's going on and become a warrior. Because in order to get back from where you were, in order to get back there, it's going to take everything in you. It's going to take a fight. You got to fight a good fight. You got to create what John Lewis called good trouble. And so I saw a picture where in Philly, they have all type of voter suppression tactics that's causing the lines to be very long. And brothers and sisters out there doing the electric slide. I said, oh my goodness, I would love to join them. That's what I'm talking about. Unstoppable. What's your goal? What's your dream? You got to be unstoppable. This is an incredible time. Some incredible things are happening right now. That involves the election and beyond the election. But most importantly, all these long lines, trust me, people are not just lining up to vote for 4 more years of craziness. No, no, there are people who have a vision, people who say, you know what? We can do better than this. That's what Elijah said. We can do better than this. And as we look at ourselves and look at what's happening right now, we got to look at our children. I saw this article and it bothered me. Google it. It said, our kids are not okay. That's what the article says. Our kids are not okay. Talking about the soaring rate of suicide among our children. It's alarming. And so everything that you want, the goals and dreams, people ask me, how did you overcome the odds? How did you get to where you are? You're 75. You still got the fire in your belly. How did you overcome the odds of being a foster child, adopted, being labeled educable, mentally retarded, put back from the fifth grade to the fourth grade, failing again in the eighth grade at Booker T. Washington High School in Miami? How did you develop your voice and your story and used it strategically to transform people's lives and spoken in over 51 countries? How did you train and develop other speakers who are now earning millions of dollars with their story, with their voice, and with their hunger to make an impact? How did you do that? It came with a price. The price of sacrifice. What's your goal? If it's to get back on your feet again, it's going to require you're willing to give up something. What are you willing to sacrifice? I remember when I decided that I was going to become a speaker, I was willing to give up time that I used to spend with my friends, having a good time or just socializing. I had to give up that time with them and give time to this other Les Brown that I wanted to create, that was not going to settle for the life that I was living at that time. I never forget coming home from the radio station where I worked, and this guy named Bert that I worked for, and he just got on my last nerve, and I'm sure I got on his. And I said to my wife at that time, well, what an idiot, what a jerk. And she said, if he's a jerk and an idiot, why is he signing your paycheck? Whoa. Now you see why I divorced her. Oh my God. I couldn't sleep that night. I got a jerk and an idiot signing my paycheck. Winston Churchill said, the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it. Ignorance may deride it. But at the end, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Carlyle said, truth crushed to earth shall rise again. He was signing my paycheck. I was working for him. He was not working for me. I had a problem with that. And so I decided, I don't want you to do this right now. I want you to decide right now, what does the next greatest version of yourself look like? What does that look like? I want you to bring that up in your mind. I want you to get a clear vision, and don't bother asking, how will I do it, Les? No, don't worry. That's none of your business. Lean not unto thine own understanding. We are taught to believe that's important. Why? Because we've been trained and conditioned to be logical and practical. There are things that you can do that's outside of the realm of being practical and realistic. I'm telling you what I know. There's some things that you can do. Listen to me, Linda. Listen to me. There's some things that you can do that eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has entered the heart of mankind what God has in store for you. That's trust me on this. This is real. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. You got the power. You have the power to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. If anybody told me that I would be able to speak for an hour and a half, 90 minutes at Seminar of the Century, generate $410,000. Cornbread me? Are you kidding me? Hello? I'm not saying this to impress you, but to impress upon you in every crisis. There's danger. Stuff's going on. There's pain. There's confusion. There's chaos. And there's opportunity. There's opportunity. Take some time. Look with some new eyes. Look, seek, look for the opportunities in the midst of all of this stuff here. Because there's no shortage of money. There's a shortage of thinking. I want you to have the mindset. Here's what I want you to think. You have the power. That's number one. Number two, this is your time. That's the energy that you want to come from. This is your time. How could you say that? Come on, man. Look here. They're coming for me. They're going to be setting me outside pretty soon because I've lost my job. I've got the foreclosure papers here. I've been foreclosed on. When they knocked on the door, I opened my door and said, Mr. Brown, we've come to take possession of this house, sir. And I was standing there with the Bible, the Holy Quran, and the Kabbalah. I said, I'm standing on his word. It said, no problem. Please, sir, just come out and stand on the sidewalk. I'm sorry. I'm laughing now, but I wasn't laughing then. I said, Lord, you say, they say you might not come when I call you, but you'll be right on time. I want you to know you are late. Oh my God. All those experiences. But you know what? I had to be willing to sacrifice being a warrior. I had to give up misusing my imagination and hold a vision of a bigger house, hold a vision of having a fast recovery, hold a vision of building my life again because I still had a pulse. I could still breathe. I wasn't taking a dirt nap. People just aggravate me. I've lost everything. Are you kidding me? No, the people in the cemetery, they've lost everything. You're still here. You can still be an active force in your life. You're still here. Are you willing to sacrifice surrendering to what has happened to you? Are you willing to give up that negative mindset, that defeated attitude? Are you willing to stop looking at the bills? They're not going anywhere. They come faster. The more money you earn, you don't get 31 days out of the month. You get about 2 weeks. Are you willing to look away from that and look forward with possibility? That good things are supposed to happen to you. Look forward and hold a vision of what you see and what you're going to manifest in your life because your thoughts have magnetic power. And it takes a conscious, deliberate, determined effort not to look to the right or look to the left, not to hear the inner conversation in your head saying, this is it. No, it's not. You got to talk to yourself. That's what I had to do. When I walked out of Cancer Centers of America and went and sat in my car after they told me we see 4th stage cancer, I turned the mirror so I can see it. I said, I'm going to get through this. I see myself being healed every day in every way. I'm getting better and better. And I don't care how much wabbit food I need to eat. You know what? That's about it. Knocks me out when I say I'm a vegetarian. I used to eat pickled pig feet. Neck bones. Let me know, I used to make those neck bones whistle. You hear me? These millenniums, they don't know anything about pickled pig feet. Never seen them before. Oh my God. Oh, chitlins. We call them ruffled steak. I wonder if people still eat chitlins. I don't know. Oh boy, they even stinking. Mama, what's that? Oh, shut up, boy. I'm cleaning these chitlins back here. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a mighty God we serve. Oh my God. Boy, have we come a mighty long way. Listen, there's so much opportunity now. I want you to suspend, write this down, suspend your disbelief. I want you to sacrifice your disbelief. I want you, every negative thought you have, I want you to write it down and set it on fire. Just burn it. Have a burning bowl, all right? Yes, and everybody that you don't want in your life, and everybody you need to forgive, and everybody that's done anything to you, just write the names down, and all the negative behavior and choices and habits that you've been making that no longer serve you, write them down and set them on fire. Burn them up. Have a private burning bowl. It's a good ritual to have. This is your time. I want you to affirm that to yourself. This is your time, every way and every day. I'm getting better and better. What it's going to do, Les, it's going to increase your vibration. It's going to increase your vibration. You're going to start getting phone calls. You're going to start needing people that can help you. You're going to have people coming to you from different places because now you have shifted your energy. My daughter wrote a book called Are Your Angels Unemployed? Do you realize there are angels? Yeah, I believe in angels. But most people, angels, are unemployed. They're living a small life. So the angels are at the angel spa. They don't have to work at all because they don't respond to worry. They respond to risk takers. Viscott said, if you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. And if you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. And if you cannot become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there? You've got to sacrifice who you've been, because who you've been won't get you out of this situation. That person who you've been, Paul said, I must die daily. That person must be dead. Bam! You must become an assassin, kill every mediocre, small thinking in you. Bam, 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 bam. You've got issues. Yes, I do. Hello. Okay, now, here's something else. Not only in order to rebuild your life, you got to sacrifice who you've been so that you can make room for who you can become. Get ready for the struggle. I'm reminded of a little boy who was going through a park and he looked up and he saw this butterfly emerging, struggling to get out of a cocoon. And he watched and he just was so fascinated as he watched, and the butterfly just struggling and struggling and struggling. And pretty soon the butterfly escaped from the cocoon and fell to the ground. It fluttered its wings and then flew off. And he said, wow, he was fascinated with that. Sometime later, in another part of the park, he came upon the same scene where a butterfly was emerging out of a cocoon. We're in a cocoon right now. See, I don't care how many legs a caterpillar has or how many opportunities you give it to run. it cannot fly. It's got to go in that cocoon and do some work. And he saw that butterfly struggling and struggling and struggling to get out. And then he came up with a little naive idea. He looked, had a little safety pin in his pants. He unclipped the safety pin and made a little incision in the cocoon. It helped the butterfly out. And so it wouldn't have to struggle so hard, just to help it out just a little bit, so it'd get out faster. It wouldn't have to work so hard to get out. And then when the butterfly, because it was liberated with the safety pin of this little boy, it fell to the ground, fluttered its wings, and then it died because the struggle itself gave it life. When you go through some stuff, trust me on this, when you get on the other side, you're going to be stronger on the other side than when you went in. When you go through some stuff, no test, no testimony. Faith not tested can't be trusted. When you go through some stuff, many times in life, when we're faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, we are brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges. This is just an opportunity. A God-ordained opportunity for you to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, to create the next greatest version of yourself. Don't avoid the struggle. The struggle gives you power. You don't know how strong you are until you have to be strong, as Bob Marley would say. Yeah. Sacrifice. Give up certain behaviors that no longer serve you. People form habits, and habits create futures. Sacrifice. The willingness to learn something new. If you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you. And if you are willing to learn, no one can stop you. I wanted out of Miami. I wanted out. I wanted to live a bigger life. I wanted to travel the world. I love helping people. And so I was willing to give up the time that I spent in Sam's pool room. My bid whist time. It's a card game that I brought to the United States because I run so many Bostons. Most of you don't have a clue of what I'm talking about. Whatever. I had to give up time with my friends, my party time. Used to have a group called the Party Boys. I had to give all that up. I had to give up my friends who had no goals and no dreams. See, you got to be willing to sacrifice. What are you willing to give up? What is it? What behavior, what choices, what friends, what relationships are you willing to walk away from because you can't emerge into your greatness with them? This thing called life is like an elevator. The higher you want to go up, you got to stop on certain floors and let some people off, let some behaviors off. Certain attitudes gotta go. Get out of here. This is your time. This is your time. If you are willing to affirm that, call forth those things that be not as though they were. If you affirm that, if you believe that with every ounce of your being, you go from believing to knowing. Now you're living from your heart. In my book called You Gotta Be Hungry, and the H stands for living a heart-centered life. Yeah, sacrifice. What are you willing to give up? You got to give up something to get something. Struggle. The struggle makes you stronger. The next thing is service. You want to make it now? You got to hold yourself to a higher standard. I let someone go the other day. You know why? They're trifling. This is no time to be trifling. People who are going to make it now, hungry people believe, provide more service than you get paid for. Wasn't willing to learn anything new. If you listen to me, if you want to become successful, when I was in radio, I was the program director. Then I started a talk show in Columbus, Ohio, The Voice of the People. Then I started doing editorials. Then I was a music director. Then I was a manager of station operations. They didn't pay me for that. They paid me to be a disc jockey, one thing. But when I say I'm full of versatility with nothing but ability, when I say that, when I speak those words, it's not just lip service, it's life service, because I wanted to be versatile and flexible and adaptable. I wanted to create value. You don't get paid by the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. I decided when I was going to become a speaker, no speaker would know more quotes than me. I disciplined myself to memorize 5 quotes a day and use them in conversations. I disciplined myself to speak extemporaneously. I disciplined myself to do research on corporations and organizations. What's their theme? What's their goal? Their mission statement, and custom designed presentations to meet that and to exceed that. While the other speakers who had the complexion of connection, they can get away with saying the same thing to every audience. That was not an option for me. I have the complexion of rejection. I have to be extraordinary. They can be average. Well, that's not fair. Well, it's not fair that birds eat worms, and they do. People who are going to make it now, and there are people who are going to make it, millionaires, billionaires, and the majority of people will be witnesses. Why? Because most people are lazy. Most people won't fight for what they want, even if it involves their own life. There's a book called Change or Die. People who had had recurring heart attacks, they were told, if you have a plant-based diet, if you become a part of a social group, if you work on yourself, and if you keep stress to a minimum, you reduce by 95% the possibility of you having a recurring heart attack that will kill you. Guess what? 9 out of 10 died. 9 out of 10 people you see every day, rather than die, than change. That's why Jesus said, oh, all power is in my hands. Oh, but excuse me. By the way, the poor will always be among you. Have you ever tried to help somebody and they wouldn't help themselves? Remember that movie? Hey, help me to help you. I went with a friend of mine, Lorraine. I won't tell you her name is Lorraine Watkins. And I never, she told me something. She told me I was trying to help someone get off drugs. And she said, Les, most people won't participate in their own rescue. In their own rescue. I have a friend, I'm not going to tell you her name, Brittany, talented, gifted, great voice. Got my attention. I was moved. I could hear her voice in the letter. I said, when are you going to get started? Oh, I think I'm going to do some other this and I'm going to do some over there and do that. Okay, see you, wouldn't want to be you. Listen, this is the time you want to be focused on you. Whatever you do, you want to hold yourself to a higher standard. Henry David Thoreau said, do not go where the path may lead. Go where there's no path and leave a trail. And all this stuff that's going on, you got to focus on you. You got to take care of you. After you vote, take care of you. Before you vote, take care of you. Ask yourself, what is going to be different in my life when I come out of this thing? And they're saying, well, now it's flu season and people are going to be congested and oh my God. Let me tell you what they said this morning that kind of shook me up. I got up and started walking back and forth in my room and doing some sit-ups. Hadn't done sit-ups in God knows when. They say when people my age come to the hospital, they're talking about discretionary medical services, rationing medical services. What do you mean? Like, that if I show up and you show up and you're 20, they're going to push me aside because he's 75. He's not going to be here long. So this one here, he's 25 or 30, or she's got more tomorrows than yesterdays, but he's got more yesterdays than tomorrows. I tell you what, I said I was too tired last night to exercise. I got up. Let me tell you something. I started dancing in the room. I'm doing the funky chicken, you know. I'm dancing to hot, hot, hot. Woo, I'm doing the merengue. Woo. Life said, you better get up. Death said, you better get your butt up and start moving. I'm coming for you. Tyrone said, you better keep moving. Oh my God. Oh, it's good to be me. I'm not going to the hospital for nothing. They gonna push me in some old corner over there and say, he too old for us to look at him. We're doing rationing on medical services. That ain't right. It's not. And I don't believe your boy had the coronavirus. No. You don't get this virus and have to talk you out of putting on a Superman t-shirt. No. You go for that, I'll sell you a bridge in my backyard. No. It's game. You know what? So, sacrifice. What are you willing to give up? What you have now is a result of your best thinking. Your best thinking has produced the life that you now have. Your true thinking can create the life that you envision. Struggle. Don't avoid it. Struggle gives you life. Struggle makes you strong. Struggle, an airplane can't fly without the resistance of air. You can't learn good horsemanship by riding a tame horse. You can't fix lemonade with sugar alone. You've got to have some sour lemons, and the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, he's on fire today, honey. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, and service. Service. John H. Johnson, who built a $400 million empire with Ebony and Jet magazine, he said, there's no defense against an excellence that meets a pressing public need. I say, since greatness is possible, then being excellent is not enough. You have greatness in you. Pay attention to me. You have a story in you. I'll wind up. I'm looking for some people who are on fire for life. I'm looking for some people who want to reinvent themselves. I'm looking for some people who want to use their voice and their story to evolve as a voice of influence, a policymaker, to evolve, to transform the planet, to evolve, to create experiences with their voice. I want someone who's hungry to learn, who want to touch lives, who want to leave a legacy, who want to live a life that will outlive them. I want someone who can hear me in their heart. Can you hear me in your heart? I want you to put voice in the comment section. Put voice in the comment section. I don't know how much time I got left, but let me tell you something. I'm finishing strong. I'm finishing strong. I got one of my students. He is just incredible, Johnny Wembry. I'm going to talk to him. He's just one. He's my first student. Johnny has gone on to earn millions of dollars since the time that I started mentoring him. And we have a seesaw relationship. See, I believe you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. And so I've learned from him. He's mentored me. He's a bad boy up in here, up in here. Somebody said, why'd you say Johnny is better than you? I said, because he is. He's just good. I don't like it. He better watch his knees in the parking lot. He's one of my spiritual sons. He and William Hollis and so many others that have greatness in them. Let me talk to him. But I want you right now, if you have a voice, if you, when I'm talking about voice, if you have a hunger to use your voice to bring about change, we need leadership now more than ever. A reckoning is taking place in America, but also a transition. There are people that's being pushed off, and there are people that's being pushed up who have answered the call on their lives. I was called to speak. And I accepted the call. It took me a long time because I just couldn't believe, not me. I don't have a college education, not me. Major corporation, not me. I can't compete with people with PhDs and MBAs. I didn't believe that I was enough. I didn't believe that I had the power. Trust me on this one. You got the power to do more than you can imagine. That's why we are told, judge not according to appearances. Yes, mindset. Listen to me. There's mindsight and there's eyesight. That's why we're told, judge not according to appearances. People judge according to what they see. There's mindsight. The mind, what the mind sees and what the eye sees, two totally different things. Tell me what I know. You were born rich. Everything that you're facing, you have the power in you to overcome it. Everything that you have gone through, at some point you say, I'm so glad I didn't allow that to stop me. There's some evil, sick people in this world that's doing evil, bad things, and they work 24 hours a day. They don't get tired. And we have to fight. Tooth and nail, you have to fight with everything in you. Punch them, kick them, bite them in the face. Let me tell you something. This guy ripped me off of the house I bought for my mother that I believed him. I didn't do a title search. And I asked him, I said, do I need to do a title search? No. The reason I want to sell you this house is because you want to buy it for your adopted mother. And he lied. And I lost the house. We were foreclosed on and evicted. And if I'd ever saw him, I didn't want to fight. I can fight too. I didn't want to fight. I just want to get close up to him. I was going to do a Mike Tyson. I'd have bit one ear off and say, let me see. Give me some ketchup over there. He's got one other ear left. I don't want to bite him over. I'd have bit his nose. And then it found me. They said, look at him. That's right over there just chewing the guy. He just biting him all over his face. God said, you know what? I made everything, but I don't know what this is here. What happened to him? He ripped Les Brown off of some money, and Les Brown lost his mama's house. So Les Brown didn't want to punch him. He just wanted to bite him. You know what? I got issues. If you want to learn how to tell a story, how to create experience, how to have fun with an audience, how to bring people to the edge of their seats, how to make them laugh in their tears. If you want to learn the secrets I've learned doing this for 51 years, put voice in the comment section and do this today. I got something special. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to do it now. Don't pass it off. Do it now. Take advantage of the opportunity in the lifetime of the opportunity. It's a friend of mine here. I'm not going to tell you her name is Dawn. I don't want her as a customer. You know why? I believe in synchronicity. Synchronicity. Things have got to come together. I'm not the one. No, I'm past. There's certain energy that you don't want to be around. All money is not good money. Do you hear me? All money is not good money. There's some people that will get on your last nerve. All right. If you can hear me in your heart, put voice in the comment section. I've got to do an interview with Johnny Wimbrey. Hold a minute. Let me call Butter. Hey, Butter. I've got to. Don't y'all go anywhere. I got to do an interview with Johnny and somebody else I'm supposed to do an interview with today. I am so fired up. I am so excited about what's going on. I've got someone that I work with and got them a big contract, and they were so excited as they called and said, I got it, I got it. I said, you deserve it. You deserve it. Yes, they picked the right person when they selected you. Let me see, what do I need to do? I got to, wait a minute, I think I know. No, I don't want to try and do that myself. Wait a minute, I might be able to do it. I don't have to call Butter. Let me see. I want you to put voice in the comments section if you are hungry, if you're ready to go to that next level. Let me see. I think I can figure this thing out myself. Let me see here. Did y'all enjoy what I shared with you today? Okay. Okay, Johnny, where are you? I don't see him in there. He's supposed to send me a link. Okay, let me see. Okay. I don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. But where's Lindy? Where's my buddy Lindy? Where's Lindy? I do apologize. They got me back on. I'm learning. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly. It's worth doing badly if you know how to do it. I mean, it's worth doing right if you know how to do it. But if you don't know how to do it, it's worth doing badly until you get it right. So I don't have any problems making mistakes. Do you see it? You don't see Lindy? No. Wow. Where's my other phone?
Are you done with this?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm going to stay on until I bring Lindy on, please.
Okay.
Get the other phone.
Okay.
I got to talk to my buddy, Lindy. Lindy wrote a book, ladies and gentlemen, and the book is entitled, I'm Crazy, But You Can't Lock Me Up. I love this title, first of all. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh. I'm crazy, but you can't lock me up. You're going to love her. She's a wonderful person. Lindy. What happened? Okay. I don't know. Call Johnny Wimber. Harry, she's calling back. Lindy. Hello? Lindy? I can't hear Lindy. Okay, here. Talk to her. And, well, no, I'm going to talk, tell her that. I'm not going off. I'm going to just talk until you come back. I want to talk to you about something else right now. Well, all the things that's going on. This is a historic time. Don't waste energy trying to convince people who don't have the consciousness and the awareness of what time it is. This is a historic time. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. Provide potato chips, popcorn, water, portable chairs that people can sit in, people standing in line for hours, assist senior citizens, drive people to the polls, provide supplemental support for people who have the consciousness, for people who have the awareness, for people who know what time it is. We got to move toward our strength, people who understand what's happening, who understand what's going on. See, if your vote was not important, the tactics that are being used to suppress your vote, to take your right to vote away, would not be implemented. It must have some value. It must have some value. And every time you purchase something, you are taxed. That's why they say no taxation without representation. You want to make sure that your tax dollars will be represented by people who have you in mind. So these special people, that's all you can say, is that they're very special. Oh, my vote don't count. Oh, I don't like any of them. You just have to be patient, and you have to keep moving, because it's a different kind. This is a different time, and it's going to get more intense. Some other stuff's about to drop. It's going to get more intense. It's going to get harder. Guess what? We can do hard. That's the good thing about it. We are the descendants of people who did hard. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, fell in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We've come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Oh boy. Did you hear that? We sing that song and we just run over those lyrics. When you take the time and marinate on that. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We've come over a way that with tears have been watered. We've come treading a path through the blood of the slaughtered. Whew. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. You think about the stuff that has happened to us and is happening and stuff we're not even aware of. To God be the glory. We're here because of God's grace and mercy. It's a spiritual time. God is in charge. Listen to me. God is in charge. Minister said this the other day. God is in charge, but he doesn't always take charge. Now, it's time for us to take charge. God is in charge. He knows all this stuff. But now we've got to exercise authority and dominion. If we weren't supposed to do that, he wouldn't given us authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. God is in charge, but he doesn't always take charge. We now have responsibility to do our part. Take one step, I'll take two. It's our time. It's our time. It's our time. And we need to be glad about it. It's our time. People paid a price. It's our time. Let's ignore these young people who don't understand, including the old ones that don't understand. Forget them. Don't give that any conversation or any energy. Ignore them. Don't look to the left or look to the right. He said, I'll keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. We'll just be about our Father's business to make this world a better place, because we can. To push through the hatred and the divisiveness, because we can. To create a better tomorrow for our children based upon what we do today, because we can. I saw these brothers with their guns. I said, come on, that's what I'm talking about. Well, I was 75 with underlying issues. I'd have been out there. So can they give me a rifle? Give me something up in here. I don't want to be out here without anything. Me and my kid and play hairstyle. And he said, whose head is that? Is that kid? No, that's Les Brown. But he's carrying, baby. He got a big gun up in here, a bazooka. Those brothers say, we ain't messing around. I like that. Oh, boy, I love that. Yes, I do. Oh, boy. I children said, Dad, you can't go out there now. Can't go out there now. You're too old. Don't tell me I'm too old. Just tell me I can't go out there now. Age is nothing but a number. That's all it is. You were listening to me. You know why you're listening to me? I'll tell you. Let you know something. Because you know in your heart of hearts, you have a calling on your life. You know in your heart of hearts, you like to help people like I do. You know in your heart of hearts, you like speaking to people like I do. You know in your heart of hearts, you like to be able to command an audience like I do. You know in your heart of hearts that you'd like to be able to sit in the safety and comfort of your home and this little green light on the computer and don't have to worry about it seizing on you and worrying about your becoming positive. You know in your heart of heart, you'd like to learn how to do virtual seminars and workshops and speak and train in the comfort of your home. And don't have to leave and worry about people getting on your last nerve. Don't have to go in the office. Wow. You know in your heart of hearts, this computer, it's a cash register. It eliminates geography and you're willing to learn something. You're willing to say, Les, can you teach me how I can use my story, how I can use my knowledge, how I can use my skills? Les, this is the attention economy. You're telling me that if this is the attention economy, that if you can teach me how to call attention to myself, I can build my real estate business, my insurance business, my multi-level marketing business from the comfort of my home. I've got skills in a variety of areas. I can use this as a platform to market myself or my book or my ebook or my music or my art. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You're saying to me, if I develop my mind, if I increase my skills and I'm willing to learn, you say, if I'm not willing to learn, nobody can help me. But if I'm willing to learn, nobody can stop me. And you're saying to me, if I'm willing to learn like you were, if I'm willing to sacrifice the time, put in the time and the effort to learn a new skill, tell my story. Because when people see you, you got to be able to capture attention. Who are you? That's what they're asking. What do you have? And why should I care? And you're saying to me that if I'm willing to make the sacrifice, make the investment in myself, put in the time, the energy in myself to learn a new skill set that can liberate me from this small life that I'm now living, that I can, by willingness to focus on me, I can finish strong like you. I can rob the cemetery of my story. You're going to teach me how to develop new relationships, collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. You're going to teach me how to create special moments with my story, how to use quotes and humor and dramatic moments, pregnant moments. You say you can teach me how to be better than you? I don't know about that. Me neither. I'm just playing, but I'm serious. don't behave, hello. I just have too much fun. Tyrone, I've told you, Tyrone, excuse me. Tyrone, I've told you I don't like it when you guys are out there smoking marijuana. Tyrone is my friend. He's a squirrel. He taught me squirrely, and I can smell it. You know squirrels smoke marijuana? Yes. No, you can't do this here. No. 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 CBD oil is different. It doesn't have THC. You're smoking straight up weed, Tyrone. That ain't right. No, I don't want no hit. No, y'all just go for a walk or something out in the forest. I can smell it. I'm trying to get a contact high. You know, I just think that Tyrone, the pandemic he's dealing with, as former First Lady Michelle Obama said, low-grade depression. Tyrone the squirrel. That's what he's dealing with. He has a friend that he has an interest in. Her name is Angelica Love. And Tyrone and her, they got a thing for each other. And I told him, I said, you know, Tyrone, you got to really, really clean your act up if you want to attract that sister. She's interested in you, but you got to get yourself together. I want to, you know why I talk to you to make you laugh? Because we need to, and because I need to. Laughter is good medicine for the soul. It's good medicine. And you know why I talk to you? Because when I talk to you, I'm also talking to myself. Love, hope, and inspiration are perfumes you can't sprinkle on others without getting a few drops on yourself. And so when I talk to you, I feel good. When I talk to you, when I come in my room and working on a concept, sacrifice, struggle, and service, just the preparation alone, you should see me like a chef. I'm excited. And there's another quote. Yeah, there's another quote. I look and I find these quotes. Even the darkest night will fade and the sun will rise. Without struggle, there is no progress. I love good quotes. If you have some good quotes that you'd like to share with me, you know, one of these days, what I like to do, you send me some good quotes, put your name and an email address with it, and I'll call your name out, and I'll take that quote and I'll do a on-spot presentation on it. If it touches my heart, you know, worry is a misuse of your imagination. Why? Because when you worry, you are controlling your thoughts and directing them in an area that does not serve you. We can't control the thoughts that come in our minds, but we can control the thoughts that we dwell on. And so don't use your imagination to worry. No. Where is Butter? Butter, what happened to her? I thought we were getting things set up. Butter, what happened to, can we get her set up? Lindy and Johnny?
Yes.
Okay, Lindy is on Zoom. Call. We have to log out after your call and do it on StreamYard. We can't do it on all four platforms.
Yes. Are you still live right now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I am. Stevie Wonder can see I'm still on.
Stevie Wonder can see.
Yes. Okay. So what? So we just can't.
If we do, I'm going to have to step in for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can interview her. She's
Okay.
got 2 books and title book. I'm crazy, but you can't lock me up.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the best way to facilitate?
Well, your friends are about to see me real quick.
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm so glad you have your mask on.
I know
Thank you.
it. I know
Yes. Yeah. Sister knows how to be correct
it.
up in here. Up in here.
So we'll be right back in
Yeah.
a few seconds.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hello, everyone. Lynn, I just sent you the link. My name is Butter. Y'all was asking about my name. Mr. Brown, she's ready. Yep, she's ready. She's ready. She's here. And she's going to be on fire. Your friends are saying hello to me. Your friends are saying hi to me.
Is that right?
Yep. They're being very nice.
I'm so glad they are. Okay. How you like these pajamas? Mickey Mouse.
Okay.
Okay.
Your friends are saying hi to me.
Oh,
right?
Yep.
Papa Bear,
They're
I
very
love
nice.
your pajamas.
I'm so. How are you?
How you like these pajamas?
I like your pajamas.
Hey, what happened? Mom?
Okay.
Why don't I hear another voice on here?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Oh, Papa Bear.
You were
I
trying-
think she has to.
Do you have something on your end?
Like
Is your
what?
Facebook still on?
I'm on.
Is your Facebook on low?
My Facebook is not on now.
No. Okay, now she's straight. No, I don't hear another voice.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Listen on the phone.
I
Just
got
double
you.
check.
I got
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I am so excited to be able to for us to have lunch together today.
Oh, I'm in.
Lindy,
Hello.
I want when I got your book. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, there are people who stalk you and who stalk you. All right, and she is stalking me and she has these little hearts which I have, and she put them everywhere. Yes, I said when I got home, I said, "Where did all these hearts come from? You had them up. I didn't know when you got them up, but it made an impact. I remembered them. Make yourself memorable in today's world. Get attention. This is the attention economy. Lindy, how are you?
I am better than good.
Come on, and better than most, and sometimes even better than that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Lindy, you have dedicated your life to helping people to be happy. And you have had some experiences that you have grown through that if you can be happy, everybody can be happy. I want you to share with our viewers your story of what you have experienced and the defining moment when you decided that what you've gone through was not going to define you, that you were not your circumstances, you were not your adversities, you were not your setbacks, you were not your physical ailments, that at the end of the day, you are a child of God. At the end of the day, you are an ambassadress for love, and God is love, and he who dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in them. Share with us that turning point. First, before the turning point, and then the moment you said, enough.
Well, thank you so much, Les, for allowing me to share my story. And I grew up in a very toxic environment. I was one of 3 children, and I was the one who was badly beaten up mentally, physically, and sexually. And for whatever reason, that happened. But I lived life on purpose. And out of that, I got married when I was 18 years old. And I believe it was because I wanted to get out of that toxic home that I was being raised in. Well, then I ended up marrying who I thought was Mr. Prince Charming, only to be anus in my book, Tears of Fears Behind Closed Doors. And it's my story living in domestic violence. And I believed in the vows so much that I did not want to get out of the relationship because I wanted to make it work, no matter how much he hurt me mentally. And he tried physically, but that didn't work because you can't come at me with a fist because I'll block you. I got that New York attitude, right? But here was the dividing moment. It was when I was married for 6 years to this man, this abusive, narcissistic man. And my baby was 15 months old. And I was sitting on the couch because she just had her shots that day and she wasn't going to allow me to put her down. So needless to say, I was not able to make dinner like I usually was and straighten up the house like I usually was. But here's what happened. I turned on the television and I was watching PBS, the public broadcasting station on Channel 2 in 1986. And Les, you came on, and I never heard you before until that day, until that moment. And you said, and I swear you were talking to me, and you said I had greatness within me, and I should never allow anybody to treat me less than what I am valued. And you went on and on. And at that moment, he walked in and he was raged that nothing was going on. And for the first time in my life, I didn't hear him. I heard him as if he was Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. And all I heard was you giving me the strength to believe in me. That was the divining moment. And I looked up at him and I said, we are getting a divorce. I may voluntarily be choosing to be in this environment, but this baby that is in my arms is not. And I will not raise her in this toxic home. And I went to a divorce attorney the next day and I got divorced. And within that 20 years, I purchased every audio because I am dyslexic. I purchased every audio that I could find of you. And it was 8 tracks back then. And then it moved to cassettes. And I listened to you and I fed myself you. And when I could invest in myself, I invested in me, in you. And I became unstoppable. I became an entrepreneur. I became very diversified. If somebody said, I will train you, you don't need experience, and I was intrigued, I raised my hand and I showed up. And I remember the story that you share so many times about when you were a DJ and you took over the microphone because it was your time. And I remembered that and I said, whenever I'm able to, I will shine. And that is what happened in my life 20 years in between my 2 marriages. And then I met another gentleman 20 years later, and I fell in love. And I relocated from Florida to New Hampshire. And unfortunately, the marriage didn't work. And during the marriage, my former husband and I, we really didn't want to let go of the marriage. He was a kind man, is a kind man, but things just weren't working out. And then I found out in 2017 that I had the breast cancer. And I said to him, if there was ever a time to reconciliate, it's now. Come back and just hold me at night. And he couldn't do it. And I had to forgive him for his weaknesses. And I had to let go of the relationship and the marriage that I really did want to keep. But if somebody can't be with you during these hard times, you need to let go. So 3 weeks into radiation, I got a divorce. What was the purpose for that? 2 things. I wrote a book, Squeeze My Tatas. You're only 1 mammogram away from knowing. And in all of my books, they're inspirational to help you move forward no matter what your challenges are. But then because I speak on stages all over the world and I share my book, and in my book and on my stages, I talk about my signature product that I didn't even know was going to become a signature product. And it is now called the Happiness Jungle Emotional Support Body Pillow. And as you can see, I use it for sitting up, for laying down, to comfort me. But the main purpose of it, Les, was to hug me at night. And I never lost one night's sleep. So I live life on purpose. I don't live as a victim. I ask God in the universe, what is the purpose? What's the purpose of the breast cancer? What's the purpose of the divorce? What's the purpose of the domestic violence? Well, I sit before you now virtually because I stand in front of many to help them have a happier, more joyful life and to respect the things that have gone on in their lives and to make the things happen in their lives no matter what. Life is not easy, but you can be happier. And it is a true process. I have been manifesting you, Les, for 35 years to come into my life. And in 2017, I became a caretaker of my mother, who was one of the most abusive women in the world. A matter of fact, I have a YouTube channel, Happiness Jungle YouTube channel. And you could go to the playlist, Hurricane Francis, and that's my beloved mom. May she rest in peace now. But why did I have to be the chosen child to take care of the woman that hated me so much? What's the purpose? I now speak with assisted living associations, and I play with elderly in the assisted living communities. It's called A Pocket Full of Joy. What was the purpose? It was for me to help others, help their loved ones transition into their last chapter of life, and how to enjoy Alzheimer's and dementia. How about that one? That's pretty powerful, right?
Yes.
Because there's a way to do it, and there's a way to not, so many people, they don't want to go visit their loved ones because their loved ones don't remember them anymore, and they get depressed. And I teach them, you don't have to get depressed. You could enjoy the visit. And it's powerful, Les. So I've manifested you. I brought you into my life. In 2017, my mom was put into the hospital. And the night before, a pop-up came up that you were in Deerfield Beach, Florida for 3 days. I didn't read anything else. All I knew is I needed to be there. So that morning, I woke up and I called an aide. So when my mom came home from the hospital, because she was supposed to be discharged, that she would be there and I would be at your event. Well, God and the universe have your back. And I went to the hospital that morning and to get my mom's, because they were discharging her. And a few hours were going by, and the doctors finally came over to me at around 11 o'clock and said, Lindy, we're not going to discharge your mom tonight because her numbers are off. And we're not going to discharge her until Monday. I said, shut the front door. I said, God and the universe has my back. I looked at my mom. I said, Mom, you're in the best place to heal. And I have to go and get healed again. And I have to leave now. And I love you. And I got in my car and I went to the event, and they weren't going to let me in because I was late and because I wasn't registered. And I looked at this beautiful little blonde woman that was running your desk. And I said, no, you don't understand. I'm broken again. And I want to get in. And I don't care if I have to give my car, mortgage my home. I don't care what it takes. I have to be part of this event. And she said to me, Lindy, stand right here and do not move. I said, okay. And again, I looked up at God in the universe and I said, please, dear God, get me into this event. Any way I could get in. I said, I have to see Les. And I put my head down and I had one tear. And all of a sudden I turned around and Les, you were walking down the hallway. No security guards, just you. And I walked over to you and I placed this red heart in your hand. And I said to you in 30 seconds, not crying, not whining, I said, I was broken in 1986 and I'm broken again. And I have to be a part of this event. And I appreciate you. Well, the long story is I was led into the event and I paid. Oh boy, did I pay. And it was worth every second, every cent of the thousands of dollars that I paid. And when I walked in, I didn't want to be disruptive. So I stood at the end and your daughter Ona was on the stage. And the gentleman who got me in, David, he said, Lindy, come to the stage. And I said, okay. The only word I knew at that point was okay. And he brought me up to the stage, Les, and Ona goes, because it was time to break for lunch. So Dave said, so I went back. And I said, okay. And Dave said, after lunch, we're going to have you on stage. I said, okay. And then Ona says, where's that lady that was just at the stage? And I said, and she says, come up here. I said, okay. And I got on stage and she said, talk. Les, I didn't even know what I was supposed to talk about, but I did. And you gave me a standing ovation and the room gave me a standing ovation. And the rest is history, except you announced after the event that, and I became a student. I was such a student, right, of those 3 days. And then you announced that you were having your first family reunion event in a week. in Deerfield Beach. And this is how much it cost. And I said, you got it. And I showed up. And that's where you got all those hearts.
Okay. Wow. Tell people what the experience has been like, our speaker training. When you think about going through the training, what has it meant to you, and where have you spoken, and what has been the response, and how have you allowed the training that we provided to allow you to live the calling on your life?
It allowed me to shine more and to understand how to get on platforms, how to be received and accepted, and to tell my story that had a point and the point had a story. It allowed me to be who I am on stage properly. It allowed me to respect my audience because I learned how to listen more than I spoke. And to deliver exactly what was necessary to be delivered on the stages. And many people, when I talk Les, they're like, you sound so familiar. And I said, does it sound like Les Brown? And they're like, yes. And I said, exactly. So,
you model and you modify it to your style. You model and then you modify, as Ed Milet would say. I want you, can you hold the dial up? You sent me mine. The
pillow?
The pillow, yes, I call it now. Yeah, well, I wasn't getting fresh with it, but I did sleep with it last night. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is special. It's the Happiness Jungle. And so it's, how do I explain it? The people who have received this, and I'm one, it's been very enjoyable. Nothing kinky.
Not unless you have a device that has batteries in it. Otherwise,
right.
Pillow, baby.
Yeah, that's the pillow, baby. But it's a great concept. Yes. Why do you call your movement the Happiness Jungle?
Because that is my entity, Les. When I was in 2016, I was warned that I needed to go make another income because the person I was doing business with for 14 years warned me. And I said, okay. And I went to a spiritual place in New Hampshire. It was a stream, and I sat on the rock. And again, I spoke to God in the universe. I said, what am I going to do? My finances have just been ripped from me. What am I supposed to do? And so help me, God. I felt like I was lifted. And they said, are you crazy? You're the happiness angel that we put on this earth. Go spread your wings. Happiness Jungle was created then. That's
wow.
what Happiness Jungle was.
If people would like to order that,
yes.
What is your website?
happinessjungle.com.
That's it, happinessjungle.com. I cannot wait for you and Lauren Hudson to meet. She's the princess of happiness. You two are just going to be incredible. And so they also see your other products. And if people are interested in bringing you in as a speaker,
yes,
because this pandemic impacting women much more harder than men. Yeah. And you have a passion for helping women to overcome the abusive relationships, the challenges of dealing with cancer, of how to begin to develop a strong sense of self and handle the adversities of life. How can they get in touch with you?
happinessjungle.com. We're going to keep this real easy. There's a button that says get in touch. And all you have to do is get in touch. Put in your information. Let me know what it is that you want. Give me a phone number to contact you, and I will contact you. But this pillow here, it was created for emotional support, but less over 200 pillows have been sold because I'm not speaking on stages anymore and everything went virtual, right? But this is helping people with whether they're young or they're old, men and women and children, even animals are using it now, right? Because it helps you sit up. It helps these arms right here. They go ahead and they balance you. You could put them under your knees, under your hip. So many people use multiple pillows to relax, and then they don't want to move because the pillows fall all over the place.
Right.
Not anymore. Not anymore. So how I use it is I lay my head down and I take the front leg and I put it between my knees because I'm in a fetal position when I lay down. And then I take the back arm and I reach it over and I am hugged. Sweet dreams, sweet, sweet dreams. And this was the purpose of the breast cancer and the divorce 3 weeks into radiation.
Wow.
Yeah.
To God be the glory.
Amen. Amen. And now, Les, you have the pillow.
Yes.
You love it.
I slept with the pillow last night. I love the pillow. Yes. Yes. Without any question.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go to happinessjungle.com. Order the pillow for yourself and for your friends, people that you care about. There are a lot of people dealing with loneliness now. A lot of people are feeling deprived of the touch. And we have to be creative today on how we can create an environment for ourselves that allow us to manage our emotions mentally and emotionally and spiritually in this place where we are. And I'm just thankful for you. You are a warrior, not a worrier, but a warrior. And for the work that you do and for your voice. And we're doing a summit and another summit, and I want you to speak at that.
Yeah.
But I just love you so much, and I appreciate you and our friendship, and I'm just excited about the work that we're going to do together and the lives that you're going to transform. Tell everybody your full name and how they can get in touch with you.
Yep. Lindy Eldridge, happinessjungle.com. Hit the tab, get in touch, and share with me how I could help you live a happier, more joyful life. And I help entrepreneurs because I am an entrepreneur. I've owned brick and mortar companies. I've been very successful in multi-level marketing with just one company for 20 years. Les, you spoke at their convention.
Mm-hmm.
And we could get everything done. And I also want to share with everybody that co-parenting is so important. And I help parents do that, whether you're divorced or whether you're together, whether you're step parenting or anything. I've lived it. And if I've lived it, I could help you live a happier life. So there's many different things that I could help you with. And if I can't, and I haven't done it myself, I'm going to tell you, can't help you, haven't done it, because I come from the streets of hard knocks. I'm a New York state of mind, and I am the real deal.
There's no question about that. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Lindy, that's my sister. I love you so much.
Oh, Les.
And I appreciate it. And I'm glad we got together and being able to do this interview. Everybody, I want you to go to happinessjungle.com. Lindy Eldridge, she is a phenomenal speaker. And this pillow that she has created, you'll get a chance to see it laid out. Mine is in the bed in the other room. And I'm just so thankful. I got it in the mail. I was like a little kid. I said, what does she have here? So I appreciate you so much. What is that you have around your neck?
Which one? My pillow or my necklace?
Necklace.
It's part of my jungle, baby. It's part of my jungle. You got to be your brand, right? You got to be your brand. You got to feel your brand. And you were on my podcast last week. I'm crazy, but you can't lock me up.
Yes. Tell them about your book. I'm crazy, but you can't lock me up. Tell them about that.
Well, this is not a book, guys. This is a podcast. And
it is your podcast. Yes.
Yeah. And it's on Spotify, on Apple, on iHeart, on Google, on so many platforms. I'm crazy, but you can't lock me up. And what it means is that you got to be hungry, right, Les? You got to be hungry and to go after what you want. When people are telling you you can't do something, you got to look at them and go, I'm crazy, but you can't lock me up.
Oh my God, I love it. Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Les.
I cannot wait for us to get through this experience so we can see each other person to person. But in the meantime, we got this StreamYard and Zoom and FaceTime. So I love you.
I
Keep me
love
in your
you.
prayers, and I'll keep you in my prayers. Okay.
Absolutely.
We're both cancer conquerors.
Yes. Oh, and Les, I forgot to tell everybody, you made such an impact on my life. And I must have done something to you because the day after I had the breast cancer surgery, you and Valerie called me.
Yes, Valerie
And you
told
sent
me.
me a hat.
Yes, yes. I called you and talked to you.
You did.
Yes,
You
I
did.
remember that day. Absolutely.
You are a man. I have to tell everybody, you are the real deal. There are so many inspirers out there, but there is nobody like Mr. Les Brown, like my Papa Bear. There is nobody that stands and sticks by his word. He shows up. He comes back if he feels like he hasn't delivered. He is authentically, transparently, exactly who you see. I am so blessed to be a part of you now. I am so blessed to have you as my Papa Bear.
Thank you. And when I heard your voice, I had told Valerie, I said, this is the voice of determination. I can't wait for us to share the stage together.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now. All
Bye-bye.
right. Yes. Lindy Eldridge. Oh boy. I want you to check out her podcast. It's something special. I'm crazy, but you can't lock me up. Bye for now. I love you, baby.
I love